When you are.
Oh, well, good, because it's live, so hope you are ready.
Yay! Cool.
Okay, let me just
Awesome.
make sure.
Set this up and make sure we're all set up here. Hi, everybody.
Hi, guys. We're going to give it just a second before we go ahead and get started more formally. We'll get the fluff stuff out of the way. I'm Elissa. That's Kristy. We work here at Headliner, and we do this every week. It's the Headliner Power Hour. We talk about what's new with Headliner and show you ways to make the most out of your account. We also talk about just like podcasting stuff in general. So podcast marketing, all that jazz and good stuff. I'll be monitoring the chat. Kristy will be doing presentations. So as you have questions and you come in, you can go ahead and just pop them in the chat and we will do our best to get to them. I don't think that we've missed one to date. So we have a high success rate there. That's exciting. But yeah, I'll go ahead and just kind of go over our brief agenda today. So we just released a brand new blog post. It's all about how and why to get your podcast up on YouTube. So Kristy will be showing a more in-depth workflow of how to do that for if you already have stuff on YouTube or if you're looking to get started with YouTube and you have a podcast, or if you're just like, hey, I'm totally new, I want to do it. We'll give you all three options right there. But outside of the how, we'll also talk about why. So YouTube is the #1 podcast discovery platform right now. So it is outpacing Spotify, which is #2, and Apple, which is #3. And it just keeps going. So definitely think about getting on YouTube if you're not. And you can do that regardless if you have video or if you're an audio first creator. Tons of options available to you. Again, Kristy will be kind of walking you through how to do that, as well as how to optimize those YouTube uploads. Our roadmap, already said it. We're just going to be talking about how to use Headliner to get your show on YouTube. We'll talk about how you can edit your content and upload it in a very optimized way. And then for the creators that already have a podcast or they already have YouTube content, awesome. We'll be showing you how to kind of clip that up and repurpose it to help better leverage YouTube Shorts, or even kind of take your existing YouTube content and get it out on social media and the web. That is all I have to talk about, though, at this juncture. So I'll go ahead and remove my screen and hand it on over to the amazing Kristy.
All right. So, hello. Don't show those tips again. I just want to share my screen. Okay. Let's do that. Do my entire screen. Share the heck out of that. Awesome. Weird. Okay, there it is. Sweet. Hello. I am going to show you some stuff. We're going to do some YouTube things. So we're going to pretend we're a person with a podcast, beginning of a podcast, but they're not on YouTube. So first things first, let's say you are wanting to edit your podcast and throw it into YouTube. I'm going to show you how to do that. This is kind of part one would be also, this is the new Eddie. Hello,
pause. Your screen is not showing anymore.
What? It's so annoying. I said present. Okay, hold on. Let's do it again, because it did show for a second.
Yeah, it did show for a second. All right. It's added to the stage.
Okay.
We're seeing infinity screen.
All right.
Okay, there's Eddie. You're good.
Okay, yeah. So here's Eddie. You can get there from the middle pink button from Headliner. Just logging in. This will open this up. This is the new Eddie anyways. You can set, you know how we have automations for getting your podcast up, a clip of it, you know, to TikTok or Instagram, or automatically set it up to YouTube, which we'll also get to later. You can also get transcriptions automatically in your promo pack when it detects a new thing in your RSS feed. So when you release a new episode, you can get all this stuff sent to you. I like to use Eddie before my podcast comes out. So I actually did this morning. I uploaded my audio, and Here is my edited transcript. Blah, blah, blah. I've talked about this a million times. Okay, so you're a podcaster. You want to get your new podcast on YouTube through this workflow. You've edited your podcast. You're ready to go. You just click export and you just click audiogram. That's it. We're going to do the smaller version of it, pretending you wanted to get all of it up there. So I'm doing this because it's just a lot faster. Cool. So once you click audio and it'll take you into this the template part inside of Headliner. This is where you can pick kind of what you were looking for. For YouTube specifically, you're going to want this aspect ratio for landscape. It's like it says right here, best for YouTube and websites. Confirm. If you have a saved template, pick one of these. I've got a bunch of goofy ones that I've been practicing making. Awesome. So let's just use this one. You can design anything you want. You don't have to use this. You could use some template that you have your own branding over. You're ready to go. Well, this is basically, we give you the tools to design that. You're all, able to make whatever you want to make. So cool, create. This can go export now or go to the advanced editor, and then now you have your clip, and then you can send that to wherever you'd like. Let's set up something to go straight to YouTube. Let's say you wanted to make your full episode that has already been released, and you wanted to set it and go to YouTube and click manual audiograms. YouTube, full episode, episode clip, YouTube short, doesn't really matter. And then you can click specific episode. I just released this episode, so let's see if we can get that to YouTube. So you click that. You can get your assets here, or you can just get those in Eddie or the transcription editor. No thanks. So continue with this language. Pick the template again, and create. We'll create that project for you. Or if you want things to send to YouTube by itself, you can click automatic audiograms. So this is if you want your podcast sent to YouTube automatically every time you release a new episode. Our system will see the addition on the RSS feed and just make the video. In fact, here I don't think it's actually released yet because I only released my episode a little bit ago. So you look up your podcast. Takes a second to find it. So boom, right here. You click YouTube, full episode or episode clip or YouTube short. Basically, you could have an automation for all of these things. So full episode, you do auto post to YouTube, next, sign in, I've already signed in with this one, so I'm just basically clicking continue, allow. The one thing that you have to do when you're building this bridge in between Headliner and YouTube is there's a bunch of stuff that you shouldn't have to go into YouTube and enter all this information. So we can do that for you. We'll send this information alongside your video package. So we'll make the title of it in YouTube. This episode title, podcast title. We'll pull the episode title and we'll pull the podcast title. You can actually see that right here. We're showing you exactly how it's going to look. And then you're basically ready to go. That is kind of it to get everything to YouTube. Kind of blasted through that. Does anyone have any questions?
I don't see any questions right now, but do you think that you could maybe show for if you've created a video clip in your account, you have it, and then you're like, I just want to take this directly to YouTube.
Okay, cool. So let's say I'm going to reshare my screen. I shouldn't have even stopped doing that. All right, it is right there. let's say you're like, okay, I have this sweet clip. I want to send this to YouTube. You can go to your projects. Here are some stuff that was made for me. Let's say you manually made these. You can just click the share button. It'll take you to a different page that lets you kind of become a hub for this specific clip. And you can click any of these, but you can click YouTube right here, and you can upload that video to YouTube. Post your video, ready to go. Also, if you have, let's say you have something sent to YouTube, you have your full episode made, you can repurpose that and have that here. I'll go to YouTube.com, and we'll see. We'll be at my, hold on, I gotta switch to my actual 5 at the Door account. Let's do view my channel. If you have a video already and you want to repurpose things, you basically just get the link to an episode right here, and then you can go into Headliner and click caption and edit video podcast clips. And so you can get, okay, I'm trying to get, a bunch of different options for something. We have the opportunity to see this button right here. It says YouTube. You can just put your YouTube video in here, and it will pull your episode, and then we can repurpose that episode and make a bunch of clips for it that you can send to YouTube Shorts. You can send to anywhere else, anything that accepts clips. Video selected, ready to go, clip selection, you pick where you want to repurpose those things, and that's it. I mean, it's basically, the Ouroboros of posting and repurposing and posting again and repurposing, because that's the best way to promote right now. I love it. This is what I do to repurpose my own YouTube stuff, so that is the best way to do it. Is there anything else YouTube-wise that I missed?
I don't think there's anything that you missed in regards to the actual workflow. I don't see any questions, but I would kind of like to take the opportunity to talk about why you should get on YouTube, because we kind of alluded it in the very, very beginning. And we do have a podcast episode, which I will try and talk and find that at the same time. We know that that doesn't typically go well with me trying to multitask, but we will try our best here. But YouTube, like I said at the very beginning, YouTube is the primary platform for podcast discovery right now, and actual consumption. So we're seeing over a third of listenership is actually coming direct from YouTube. So that's kind of a crazy stat to start out right there. YouTube, there's a bunch of different things that you can do to kind of better optimize your content regarding if you already have content on there. You can do some stuff to kind of boost like your YouTube metadata, so similar to your podcast as well. And then, of course, if you are just now uploading video to start, kind of a similar process, but you don't have to like go back into your YouTube Studio account and try and edit it and stuff like that. But definitely be sure to add a transcript. So YouTube, they do provide closed captioning, but the closed captioning service is actually only like 65% accurate. So you're kind of losing a lot of control over your own content and your own SEO. So especially if you kind of have like maybe a D&D podcast or something that's a little bit more fantasy oriented, you have maybe some unique spellings of proper nouns, that typically does not render well in the closed captioning provided by YouTube. But if you have a transcript, that's where you can kind of control all that. So you can make sure that everything's spelled correctly. So if somebody's like Googling it, your podcast might actually have a much better chance of ranking for that Google, which of course in turn increases both visibility and discovery for your show. Eddie, Kristy did a great job showing it earlier with the transcript option, but be sure to upload it either, I think it's TXT or SRT files is what YouTube accepts. One just kind of locks in the timing, one doesn't. YouTube does a great job of lining everything up for you, so not a huge issue with whichever one you want to use. Doesn't super matter in returns to YouTube's algorithm, but definitely be sure to upload it. And then again, with Eddie, you get over 20 different keywords that you can add into your YouTube metadata. It's going to kind of, again, just tell the algorithm and search more broadly, kind of, hey, this is what the show is really about. So you have a much better chance of ranking for that type of content, regardless if people are searching for it directly in YouTube or more broadly on search. That's my little soapbox. And of course, we have the descriptions. Those are going to be loaded down with the keywords as well. Once again, kind of the same principle there, as well as file names. File names are so incredibly important. And it's probably one of the more underrated things that gets overlooked really easily because you don't really think about naming your file. Why would you think about renaming your file, right? But YouTube and search engines, they cannot index or they cannot crawl actual video files. So they look at everything attached to it. And the actual file name is one of the very first things that algorithms look at. So if you have untitled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's going to be like, that means nothing to me. I have no idea. Skip. But if you have how to upload a podcast to YouTube, it's going to say, I know exactly what this video is about, right? So it's going to kind of, again, improve your chances, improve your visibility, improve your reach. Now, that's the end of my soapbox on really quick tips to optimize for YouTube.
Excellent. Good job.
Cool. Thanks. All right. This is how you find us. Headliner, we're everywhere on social. We're Headliner app on most things in some form or shape of dot or a slash. Just kind of depends on the platform. The best way to reach us is going to be emailing us at support@headliner.app. We are super responsive. Kristy does an awesome job about just, helping you solve your problems and making the most out of your Headliner account. I am grabbing the link to our podcast on YouTube and dropping it in. Kristy, do you have any closing thoughts while I type this message?
Get on YouTube, everybody. YouTube is, literally think about it like this. If Google is how everyone's searching for things and Google owns YouTube, then they're probably going to be pushing YouTube before they push anything else. So I would recommend getting on YouTube because literally they're going to post that first before they're going to post Spotify.
Okay, thank you. I was able to not
you did it. We did
I was able to get it done.
Work.
So that's a win for me. But yeah, I think that's kind of all we got today. I don't see any questions in the chat. So I think hopefully we were informative. Hopefully this was of value. If it wasn't, let us know. We'd love to know how to make this more valuable. Send us feedback, comment down below, or email us. Again, we're responsive. We're here. But yeah, I'll kind of stop fluffing and happy Friday, everybody.
Bye, everybody.